You no, girl. I'm done with you. I'm
As y'all
done.
could hear, Jamie is ready for another episode of Black Woman Healing Podcast. And y'all know we usually ask, like, what is something Black women are not saying enough out loud? But I want to kind of stick to that, but add a little sprinkle of what do Black women therapists not say enough out loud? And this is even like a hard question for
Mm,
me, but I'm going to lean into it because I think what's coming up automatically is we got to hold each other accountable to stay professional. And I say that with so much love in my heart. Like, I
that's a
think that,
good one.
yeah, because culturally we're going to show up in a particular way. But oftentimes I'll get clients who come to me and say, my therapist felt too much like my homegirl. And what I'll say to them is, I'm a homegirl you in a very therapeutic way. Like, I am
Yeah.
going to, we can laugh, we can kiki, we can talk about all the things, but what is going to be different is I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to hold your hand. We're going to find solutions if we can, but it's going to be sprinkled with some therapy work. And so I think just we got to hold each other accountable to do the work. Like, we can't just be chilling in our sessions, y'all. Please.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Oh, I love that so much because I'll be truthful with you. My first understanding of the question was totally different. And so
Oh,
now, yeah, so I'm like very much I have been really metabolizing the conversation around us getting therapy,
mm-hmm.
like Black therapists
Mm-hmm.
when they are in therapy as the client. So
That too.
my brain is there, and we can go there, but now I want to
Yes.
go where you were,
Okay.
and talk about what we don't say enough. And first of all, let me just talk about what you said with the professionalism. I couldn't agree more. That's almost
Mm-hmm.
like a taboo because we sit in these spaces, I think, and we feel so empowered
Mm-hmm.
by the fact that we don't have to code switch, that
Right.
maybe we lean in a little bit too to the right on it. And we still need to have like a posture, kind of like that
Mm-hmm.
refining of posture to like, no, but this is also very
Right.
professional. And this
Yes.
is a service at the end of the day. And this, depending on what realm you're in, whether it's private pay or insurance, this is work. This is, this is work. This is a career. This is a hard science, an art, and they're deliverables that
Mm-hmm.
are to be expected. So I do think it's really important to track that for ourselves, to stay professional. And a couple of examples that come to mind, and this actually is a non, I don't want to say non, this is a person of color, but um, actually a couple times, multiple persons of color I've worked with, and one of them is Black, but one of them just happens to be not Black, but still a person of color. And we will get so comfortable with each other, right? That their therapeutic alliance will be so strong that they'll say, "Oh no, you don't have to apologize. You have to give me this disclaimer." I was like, "No," and I've said, I will always give you a top
Mm-hmm.
tier
Mm-hmm.
service,
Yep.
no matter how comfortable we are. I will always give you top tier professionalism. And
Yes.
so I just feel like I owe that to my clients. And it's interesting too. So now, kind of like segueing into,
Go
I
ahead.
hope this person ain't listening. No. But to one of the observations that I've been having with my own therapist is like, I'm trying to track for, is it the rapport building, or is it just homegirl energy and like get into lax? Because I'm like, no, baby, I'm here ready to work. Like I'm taking notes. Like I
Oh, Jamie, you're making me think about
you
why I stopped seeing women for therapists. And I hate saying that because that sounds so harsh. And I don't mean it in that way. But I kept having
mm-hmm.
this experience where, why are you agreeing with me so much? I have friends that will agree with me all day that are going to affirm me, all that. I don't really want
Mm-hmm.
that in therapy. And so I was cycling through these women, and then I got a male therapist. And I straight up told him, I was like, you can bring, because he's, for background, he is gay. And so
Okay.
I had told him that, and he was like, well, I do bring a feminine energy. And I was like, that's totally fine. But please don't sit here and disagree with me. Like, that is going to
Yeah.
drive me crazy because I kept having that experience. And that felt like too much homegirl energy for me. So, y'all, I had to switch over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been intrigued about the thought of having a male therapist, and I used to have a male supervisor who was also one of my um, professors too. It just so
Mm,
happened we ended up working for the same organization at a point when I was still needing supervision, and
mm-hmm.
it was awesome. I really enjoy the male voice, the male perspective, the male
Yeah,
feedback. It was,
same.
I really, and I could communicate a little bit more straightforwardly.
Yeah.
It was like straight to the, to the
Yeah.
juggler, not
Yeah.
to, thinking that I need to like tiptoe on making sure I'm explaining this to you the way I want to be understood and stuff. It was kind of like, yeah, no, I'm struggling with this and I'm not trying to be like this, but this, like, just so, yeah. And by all means, just in to be, um, encompassing to my experience with my therapist, it's going good. um I wonder if maybe sometimes I am more stomped by my problems than she is,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes a couple times, and like we're new working with each other, I have felt like um she's doing something else on the screen, and that irks me.
Ooh.
That irks me. And I've had some very close friends of mine be in therapy, and they shared with me that they've caught their therapist texting, da da da.
I've
So,
heard that too, and
and
it
I'm
makes
like,
me
what?
cringe because
Yes,
I have to tell my clients, like, if you see me looking down, I got an old school notebook.
right. I think my clients know that, but I should say it too so that they know. But I'm like, I think
Yeah.
I've
Or if you hear
never
me
seen
typing,
how
I
I
told them
look.
sometimes if you tell me something I don't understand, I'm gonna Google it real quick, and then I'll tell them like, hey, I had to Google what you said because I didn't really understand. Can we pause for a second? Is this what you're saying?
Yeah,
But
but you're transparent
ooh,
during the process. Yeah, so yeah, but so that is something. But here's actually a good segue back onto topic two, because I love therapists. I know that it's a hard role, especially
yeah,
after we both supervise, right? So we know
yes,
what it's like for a new therapist or any therapist to try to find their voice
yes,
and their groove and all the things. Like some parts of being a therapist can be natural for some people,
for sure.
and a lot of parts of it is not.
Because it's so
Learning when to
gray.
break
There's no
in,
such
and
thing as
yeah,
black and white. Yeah.
yeah. So, to spread a little bit of compassion to that element of it, I was going to say, oh my goodness, don't lose it, Jamie, don't lose the thought. Um, God, it had to do with my therapy. Oh, the part of the therapeutic experience that I don't think is talked about as much as I would like is how the heavy lifting is truly on the client. I just don't think it's talked about enough, and I want to shed light on it right now, because in my experience, kind of to like button that up, in the experience that I'm having with my current therapist, which is, it's decent, it could be better, but the responsibility, I feel like, is on me to address those things,
Hmm.
because that's a part of my growth as a client, right? To say,
Yes.
hey, you know, what do you think about that? Or to
Mm-hmm.
say, I notice like you're kind of like when I'm saying that you seem to have it, it's not that it's tantalizing your brain right now. So what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And to have that back and forth, because it is a collaborative experience, right?
Yes.
So if I'm noticing or interpreting something, I think it's my role to make sure I bring that to the forefront, to get clarity, to get understanding. And for me, I'll just say that is not the easiest thing, right? Because I want to just go with the flow and then assume she's maybe, I don't know, doing notes or something. I don't know, but I'm just kind of like, no, I should confront it. That'd be the
Yes, you
easy
should.
answer.
Yeah, yeah. I
to
had a
just
client
be like,
confront me. She was like, I keep hearing you typing. She was like, and I cannot fully complete my thought with you typing. And I was like, I'm sorry. I will bring pen and paper, but I have to type because you are talking at me at rapid fire speed. And I realized that that is your anxiety being present, and we just started working together. And I don't want to cut you off just yet because I started, now I do it in the first session, but I was one of those people, the first 3 sessions, you're going to be your full self, and I'm not going to stop nothing you got going on. And I had to be honest with her and be like, I notice when you get more anxious, you're talking so fast and I cannot keep up and I literally have to type. So, what can we do together where I don't have to be banging on my keyboard?
yeah,
It was very
yeah,
uncomfortable though, because I was like, oh, what do I say? But then I was
yeah,
like, Myra,
yeah,
just be honest. It's not like you're on Pinterest or something or on Amazon.
yeah, yeah. I'm taking notes, like, and
Yeah.
that's being an attentive listener.
Trying.
So yeah, no, yeah, just new way. And I take notes. I'm glad we both do. Here's something that I think um therapists don't say enough is where's the space for me in my profession. So one of the reasons why I love doing podcasts and love doing this podcast is because this is a space where I just get to be, where I get to talk.
Yes.
Like, you know, because so much of our work, we take in everybody's story, everybody's
And gotta
emotional experience,
remember it.
gotta remember it. And but we are having an experience to that story too.
Yes.
And we can't go talk to our friends about it. We can't go talk
Right.
to other therapists about it unless we're
Right.
consulting. Like,
Yeah.
so much of our role is to be a confidant. So it's like,
Yes.
but what about the experience that I am having with what I'm being told?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's something I don't think we talk about enough. And that's why I lean into spaces where I can have a voice, because I'm like, I got something to say too. And even in the session, speaking of professionalism, that's not the space, right? I'm not just giving you my opinion on what I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
No, I'm constantly sorting through, okay, what is happening clinically that is
Mm-hmm.
appropriate and relevant, and that is what I'm sharing in session. It's very minimal to my experience. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm having counter transference with you. I can't spend a lot of time on that in my client's session. So where is the space for us?
I don't know, Jamie. I don't know. I feel like it kind of depends. And what I mean by that is I have found I cannot control my facial expressions. Like I cannot control
Okay.
them. And I try so hard to just keep a flat face. And I'll be thinking I'm doing it. And then my clients will be like, what was that face? And I'll be like, oh shoot, what did I do? And then they'll tell me. And something I've had to adopt with my clients that have worked with me for like a long time is I'll say, do you want a Myra response or do you want a therapist response? Because you're asking me about my facial expressions and I'm so sorry that I can't control it. And so
Uh-huh.
I'll tell them what Myra is thinking, but I try to keep it very minimal and straight to the point. So I'm not going and taking over their session, but I'll
Yeah.
tell them that, but I'll marry it with a clinical response. So, like, if they're like, oh, my
Yeah.
friend did blah, 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 the Myra response is your friend had you fucked up, and I don't think she cares about you like that. From a
Yeah.
therapist standpoint, have you expressed your boundaries to your friend so she understands how to approach you? And my clients would be like, how did you just do that? And I'll be
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'm a true therapist, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really struggling with the fact of your friend tried to fight you. And now you're in this space of wanting to be their friend so badly. How did we get there? And I can't control
Yeah.
that because as a human that sees you, that's hard to digest. That's like the stance I've been
Yeah.
like trying to take instead of being like, well, when my friend did that, I felt,
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of which, I just got to say this, where we get to this place where it's like self disclosure, right? Like how much
Yeah.
of self disclosure is really therapeutic,
That's an
right?
everyday battle, I feel like, because there's some clients where I'm like, I'm not going to disclose at all because I know you don't feel seen. And so, what will me disclosing do? It's going to cause you harm versus the client that's like yearning for this connection to someone. They feel
Yeah.
connected to me. If I self disclose, they're like, oh, I'm seen. So, for
Yeah.
me, it's all about What helps you to feel seen?
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good marker of use, like to know when. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So speaking of that, I'm
Kind of heavy.
curious for you. Like, let's give the folks some like tips for finding a therapist. Like, where should they even start when it comes to it?
So I'm big on Rula. I like Rula's
Me too.
platform.
Me
I
too.
love the way that it filters
It's so easy.
one. Well, yeah. So for those of you who are not familiar with Rula, Rula allows for you to not only decide the gender of your therapist, but the
Mm-hmm.
specialties that you
Yep.
want your therapist to be equipped with. Um, you can off the rip decide what times you know you have available. So if you
Mm-hmm.
know you're
Mm-hmm.
only available at 6:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
They're only going to show you therapists that are
That's the real
available at
time I see
6:30 in the
clients.
morning. Really?
Well, six. I
That's
see
a whole
clients at
nother conversation.
six. Because the 6 o'clock clients, they want it so bad. Like when you
They're
talk about like on
serious.
the client, those are my clients where I say something, they do it that day. And I'm just like, okay, this is different.
You
Like,
just
let's say, for
unlock a
example, I'm
whole.
like, you got to buy this book because this book is going to be helpful for you. They messaged me an hour after session, got the book. We gonna start it next week. Versus like my evening clients, it's like next session. Oh dang, Myra, I forgot to buy that book you told me about. And then a month passed, I forgot to buy it. But those 6 a.m. clients, they prioritize therapy in a whole nother way I've never experienced.
You just unlocked a whole. My body is tantalized
Have we
right
never talked
now.
about this?
I don't know. I cannot. First of all, you're crazy to even be a 6 a.m. provider.
You
I'm
know,
a
there's
morning
12 a.m.
person.
providers. Have you
I
seen
love that.
those 12 a.m. providers?
No, but I see the time that it is available, which is so bomb because, my full time is working with law enforcement and they need that time.
Yep.
That is the time that they need. And I'm so glad because sometimes I think I get tunnel vision of thinking like the majority of those who engage with therapy are the people that I see in me, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
no no pun intended, and I say this with a lot of awareness, like the tunnel vision of thinking like it's young black females. No, not the case. Or high functioning black females. Like, no, there's way more people in the world than those people. And sometimes I get, for minutes at a time, not a long time, I think like that sometimes.
Those are my only clients that
um
say that pick that time though. So it's funny as hell that you said that. It's only those. It's the ones who they have a 9 to 5 and they want to knock out first thing in the morning because they have other things on their to do list. And therapy feels like the priority that they want to knock out first. The same way in which you go to
yeah,
the gym in the morning, they're almost seeing it as like my mental workout. So you're right.
I could see that. I never thought about. Have seen the times available, but I just never I hadn't thought deeply
It's
enough to
me on
think
the other
about
side.
you're the prime. Hey, I love it. You just unlocked a whole nother, like, oh yeah, my people would be over there.
Yes, it's a niche. There's that group of people. But again, I've never experienced nothing like this before. Like those clients, they're on at 5:59 and I'd be like, "Let me get it together because I'm offering you this time and I'm ready at 6:01."
Yeah, yeah, gotta be, yeah, exactly. I feel
Yeah.
it. Yeah, this is we're going on a tangent with this one, but I like to see 10 o'clock. Like that's my time. I don't even like 9 o'clock. I'm a 10, 11, 12 lunch and a two. That's an ideal day for me. I really don't even like to do the twos. I'm like 10, 11, 12.
No, I feel you. What I was gonna add was because Jamie was talking about all the things you can select on Rula. They also have an option to check off if you want to pay cash pay versus insurance, and I think that's what gravitates a lot of people toward that platform because it can be hard to go through your insurance and say, "Hey, can you recommend me a provider?" There are wait lists and things like
Yes.
that. But Rula makes it so seamless, and that you can just go in there and say, "Hey, this is the insurance I have." They'll verify it. They do all those things, and then they'll set you up on the platform. So it makes it easier
Yes.
for folks.
Yes, and you can select if you want the person to be LGBTQ, if you want
Yes.
them like whatever you
Yes.
feel comfortable. What else do I really I think that's a good way, but I don't know if you want to go into this now, but I will say that not being afraid to look at therapy like dating, where
Yes.
some,
Always.
yeah, like just because you decided that you picked a therapist one day doesn't mean you have to be stuck forever. You can essentially date. You can say, you know what, I've tried to give this a chance. Like,
Yep.
it's not working for me.
Yep.
Like, get a new one. Don't feel
Yes.
like you're stuck. And I think
Yes.
Rula makes that easy too, because you're dealing with a third party that's neutral, which is the
Yes.
platform,
Yep.
and you don't feel like it's personal. And then you have to call a bunch of people,
Really,
see
you can
how.
click a button.
I know, I know. Yeah, yeah, I love Rula. It's better to me than Psychology Today. I think that's a lot.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
very overwhelming.
It is. Yes.
What
Yes.
else was I? Oh, the feature that I do wish was more built out, because Rula now it does have like patient favorites, top provider. I love that. But I don't know if you remember when there used to be a thing back in the day. You might be too young for this, where they had ratemyprofessor.com, and
Yes.
you could
It still
get the
exists.
T.
Yes.
Oh, I I think they should have something like that
They definitely should.
for therapists.
I totally agree. I
Like,
totally agree.
she's gonna confront you. All you gotta do
Yep.
is give her the green light, and she will let you know, or whatever, X, Y, and Z, like the ins and out, not just kind of like the corporate rating review. Cause Rula, that's, that you're talking to the person's, the provider's employer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
you're gonna, probably say something good or horrible. You're not gonna give the tea, which I think
Right.
the tea is helpful for some people. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, if you are battling, God forbid, cancer,
Mm-hmm.
this provider she's overcome cancer.
Yep.
You could come right into it knowing, like, oh, you're a
Yes.
cancer survivor. I just got diagnosed. Where the
Yes.
fuck you gonna find that on? So
And
something
that
like
is a
that.
niche. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
making me think about a random crazy side story.
Mm.
When I had first started therapy, I loved my therapist. She was absolutely amazing. She was a very well-known person in the city that I used to live in. And I will never forget, she was like, I'm about to lose my license. And I was like, huh?
Oh,
What you mean you about to lose your license? Because this is my first go around by myself as an adult. For context, I grew up around therapists, but
okay.
they kind of therapized me. My mom saw that as therapy, which is so unethical. And so this was like my first like big girl therapist. So I found her, I'm paying her, I'm going to her. I'm about to lose my license. I'm like, huh? What do you mean? What's going on? She did a lot of unethical things. And I was like, kind of with the rate my professor thing, I'm like, because this is so long ago, this is like 2016. So I'm like, if there was a platform like Rate My Professor, I'm sure there were some inklings out there that this lady was getting around like this, and I would have never gone to see her because the grief around having a conversation with your therapist that they're no longer going to be your therapist because they're losing their license is hard. And nobody talks
Oh,
about that because I feel like it's so rare. It's so rare. But
wow.
you were saying the drama of it all. BBS hosts no mercy. If you go on that website and you just want to look up somebody that lost their license, they give you every single detail laid out. Everything she told me she did, she did it. It was all on there with even more details. So I say all that to say, yes, shop around. Yes, ask questions. I would even say be thinking of questions before you come to the therapist, because for me, it was one of those things where it was like, I'm in grad school. I need to see a therapist. I want to see a therapist anyway. Sign me up. I didn't do no further
Yeah.
research. She black, I'm black. It's down the street from my house. Perfect. No, I should have researched this lady, so I would have known these things.
Hmm.
Jamie, like, I'm
Um,
speechless. That's crazy.
I am because I'm like well known, but it
Very.
kind of, I don't know if you feel how you would feel about fuck it, I'm gonna say it. The Dr. Cheyenne Bryant
Oof.
conversation that has been circulating for so many years, honestly, but now it finally came to the forefront. It just I'm so protective over this profession
Me
because it can
too.
do so much harm. You can do so much great
Yes.
things, but you can do so much harm. And it sucks that a place where you would be coming for help could harm you. Like, it's one thing if you accidentally you get harmed when you go to Home Depot.
Right.
Yeah, you probably look for help around your house, but I don't know. It's just something about this is the place where people are coming because they've been hurt in other places, and then
Yeah.
they are exposed to harm from
Yeah.
the provider. That's the like, oh.
Jamie, is this your first like profession being a therapist, or have you done things before it?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I was a teacher before. I worked a lot of different things, but I've been
Okay.
working since 16. But
Okay.
I'd say my two big girl jobs. One was like oh, I gotta really think. I feel like lives ago, but ultimately, majority of my work has been either being a therapist or working in the school setting.
Okay.
So whether it was tutoring, I've tutored
Mm-hmm.
in group homes, which is interesting. That's a nice blend,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And then I worked it's this place called Opportunities for Learning. I'm not sure if you've heard of them.
Yes.
So I used to be a teacher there, but they get independent study, so it's not
Yeah.
like you're teaching,
Yep.
although they have some classes. But
So
yeah.
you've always been some form of a helper, and I asked that because
Mhm.
I've always been in the mental health field. So like even when I was in high school, I worked for a crisis hotline for teens, and I was trained by
Oh wow,
MFTs. And then
nice.
in undergrad, I worked under MFTs, under doing research and programming and things like that. So I've
Nice.
always kind of been a therapist. And so I
Yeah.
asked that because oftentimes I wonder with people who don't take it as serious, and we can define that however you define it. I'm
Yeah.
always like, is it because I've always done this? Because most therapists that you meet, they've been so many other things before it. Like, you don't know how many people I've met
Yeah.
who have been an attorney before a therapist.
Yeah.
I've met people who used to do theater before they were a therapist, all these things. Whereas when they ask me, what did I do before this? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah. This is yeah. Yeah, no, I take it serious.
You have to.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. But you know what? I think it speaks volumes to when it's close to your heart. Like it's a
Right.
passion. It's not just a job. Like I'm
Yes.
even though I do pretty well, I'm very surprised at myself at cutting it off. Like, but I also don't work with a lot of kids because I don't think I could
Yeah,
do
no.
that.
Been there, done
But
that. Can't do
yeah,
that no more.
very, very draining, very taxing. Hurts the heart. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you though. Yeah.
So to kind of like wrap us up, what do you feel like are some like key things folks should ask therapists when they first start dating them?
Um, how or I think I heard this question somewhere, but how do you believe change happens?
Ooh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, for real, because we trying to change something, we trying to grow, we're trying to.
Yes.
So what's your theory about change? Like, and just
That's the name
hear
of the
what their
episode.
thoughts. Oh, stop.
I have to write that
Stop.
down.
Stop typing while I'm talking. No.
Now I was thinking that low key, like, am I banging on the keyboard?
I've never been good at jokes, y'all. I'm not, I don't have a
And
middle
I'm so
ground.
corny, anything makes me laugh.
Yeah. So it's like too soon, too harsh. I'm always thinking like that was probably bad.
And y'all see
Yeah.
anything makes me laugh. Because
And
why am
if
I
I and
dying?
if
It's
I
not that
try and water
funny.
it down, mm, I don't want you to laugh. Yep. Because I think about, okay, was I being insensitive
No, you're fine. You're fine.
to the that's why I hold back because I could have like delivered it like, but I was like, wait, don't say it. Like it was already out there.
Oh my gosh. I think a question that
Anyways,
comes up for me is like, what language you're comfortable with. And what I mean by that is like, I curse in therapy, and that's just because I curse in my
oh,
everyday
that's a good
life.
one.
But I'm not cursing where it's like uncomfortable. It's just certain things are going to get a curse word to them based off my emotion. And so I always ask my therapist, like, are you okay with me cursing? Because sometimes it just comes out when I'm describing something or saying something. And I don't even realize I said it, because for me, the curse word is tied to an emotion. I'm not just saying stuff just to say it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
always ask about like language, and if there are certain key things tied to like your culture too,
Yeah. That's
asking
a good
how they
one.
talk about those things and sit with those things as well. I feel like is very important.
Yes, yes, yes. No, I agree. When you said that, it brought up spirituality to me and like how
Oh, for
comfortable they
sure.
are with spirituality. Do they want
Yes.
that blend into their service?
Yep.
Um,
That's a
yeah,
good one. That's a good one too. I do have quite a few clients that will ask me, like my thoughts about God and prayers and things like that. And those are
yeah,
things where I don't say, do you want the Myra version or the therapist version? Because I just bring it into the space. Because
yeah,
oftentimes clients will ask me, like, what was a prayer you would have for this? And I just tell them, like, these are some of my thoughts. You can take with it as you so want. But sometimes we'll create a
yeah.
prayer together that they feel feels good for
Nice,
them based off of that
nice,
client, right? Because I have some clients that
nice.
are like, I ain't doing that. Like, don't touch that. And that's fine. I respect that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, two therapists talking about therapy,
I love it. Because it's not talked
jam
about in this
packed.
way.
It's not. I think we'll see what feedback you guys give us, but let us know if you
Please
want
do.
more of this
Yes.
because clearly we are both subject matter experts on this realm, like
For
having
sure.
been on both sides. And
Hmm.
I know I enjoy it, so I don't want to be selfish.
I enjoy it too. Well, I think we could wrap up there, Jamie. What you think?
All right. I think so. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to yet again another amazing, thought provoking episode of the Black Women Healing Podcast.
Thank you.